The governor needs to get in the game and take a more aggressive stance. He has people in positions of power that, by all accounts, most people would not have these people in positions of power.
When are we going to hear about a new Republican Party chairman? It's been a couple of months. Is that that's the short straw rather than the long straw? And they've approached Avedisian, they've approached other people who have said, nah, I don't know about that job.
Yeah, I think it's going to be in March. Patricia Morgan's term will be up in March, and I've heard it's going to be this guy from Barrington that ran against Patrick Kennedy.
Giovanni Ciccione.
But they need to get someone who can go into someone's living room, whether it be in Lincoln or Narragansett, and say, we need you to run, and we're going to support you and get some more life. You have all these people who are going to be under indictment with the CVS Blue Cross scandal. I don't believe any of them are going to be Republicans. They are under attack. The Democrats are under attack. You have got to get some competition up there.
The General Assembly, in effect, is going to have to work with Governor Carcieri because they used to override his budget and then just plug and do whatever. With $350 million deficit, you can't do that. Steve Costantino told me that. Where does the General Assembly fit in, and are they going to have to make some tough decisions in terms of maybe going against the unions on some stuff that they've always been friendly with, maybe some layoffs and all that stuff? How are they going to come together to bridge this gap this year on the budget?
I don't think they're going to. I mean,
how do they do it?
I think Governor Carcieri has to use the clout that is going to be hanging over the State House with this CVS Blue Cross scandal, and use public leverage against them, because otherwise they see him as very vulnerable, and I don't get the sense they want to work with him at all. And the people I'm talking to, they see him as they can just breeze right by him. Montalbano is still the Senate president, and he obviously is defensive of what's going on. It absolutely has been. He's very defensive.
So Murphy's really
You've got to use that. And I know those are not easy guys to deal with, and they certainly don't think the governor has maybe some of the juice and clout he had a couple of years ago. But he has to use this opportunity to get some stuff done. In the impact statement, they're not supposed to address the defendants. They're supposed to just talk about how the death has impacted them. But I think some people will just break out. They followed it during the Beakley sentencing. But I don't think it's going to happen today. I think people feel they do not like the way this thing came down, the way it was handled, leaked to the media, the fact they don't fully understand why one of the brothers get no jail time. So I think they're going to have a very explosive atmosphere. 39-13 in 2.5 weeks. And with the exception of that first debate where she was kind of flat-footed and not acknowledging the others, they have run a great campaign. People forget. People don't know Deval Patrick. I mean, we know him from watching the primary. Most people, he's never held office.
This morning, at his perspective is John DePetro from Boston's talk station, WRKO. And, of course, John, you've been following this race as close as anybody. For those of us who've been listening to your show, we know all about that. Just initially to start with, what was your reaction to what we witnessed last night?
You know what? Deval asked her to come off her high horse, Carrie Healy, and I'm sorry to say she did come off her high horse. I liked her better when she was not on her high horse. You know, Ben Laguerre was missing last night. A lot of the things we've seen before, Gene. Carrie Healy, you know, she's been accused of being negative. She's tough. She was sharp last night. She had her figures. She's obviously a very smart woman, but she didn't have that attack edge. And I think, you know, she did well, but she didn't do enough to make a difference or really sting Deval at all. He could teach Dean Smith a few things about the four corners. And the deflated basketballs, I know they were in prison, but they're also in the debate last night. You know, he has gotten better, Gene, every single debate. And Deval knows when it's 4 against 1, he just works the clock. It becomes a matter of time. One question to Carrie Healy took 12 minutes. The second question to Christy Myhouse took 11 minutes. That's valuable time when you have 4 people. You can't get in a rhythm. Deval has gotten better and better. His people know, let's just not blow it, let's play it safe. And then
there's a controversy in Boston. WRKO talk show host John DePetro has angered some people by questioning Emmett's behavior before she was murdered. Joining us now from Boston is Wendy Murphy, an attorney and child advocate, and Mr. DePetro, who is in the eye of the storm.
In her hometown of Boston, there's controversy this week because radio talk show host John DePetro has questioned the victim's behavior.
Last night I debated Boston radio talk show host John DePetro, who's talking a lot about why Emmett St. Guillen was out alone at 4 a.m. and drunk before she was abducted, raped, and murdered. I said I will not allow this victim to be attacked. We received over 1,000 emails on this topic.
John DePetro, welcome to Scarborough Country. You've obviously touched off a firestorm in Boston and across the country with some of your comments.
But the happy ending is it gets off it. I mean,
happy ending
without taking sides.
Happy ending would be a mistrial, then they have to do the whole thing all over again.
So you're broadcasting from right outside the courtroom, right?
Yeah, it's the hottest show in town.